Hello and welcome back to another F1 video. Today we are going to look into what could have been last year a really good race and what could be in the coming years the Shanghai International Race Circuit comes back to the F1 calendar. And a little bit of backstory if you don't know. This is the Chinese Grand Prix circuit, which is open in Shanghai. It's quite famous for its straight, which I believe has been the longest straight when it's on a part of the calendar, and its few very long and twisty corners, especially turn 1, 2, and 2, turn 3, I believe it is. But I'm going to stop talking and let's go on to the circuit. And this circuit is quite special actually, because if you didn't know, it was right in front here where Hamilton went off and had to retire, which led to Kimi Räikkönen winning the World Championship. And Kimi Räikkönen is currently, as of recording this, the last Ferrari World Champion. And now we're coming up to the corners which this circuit is most famous for. It's twisted because you brake here a little bit initially. You want to try and gas but brake also, and then you want to get a very wide line through here. Then you have to hit a very late apex, go through here, and then when you brake down to second, it's very easy to lock the brakes. So that's like the twisty corner, which is like the most famous corner on this circuit. Here was, I believe, in 2018, Bottas was on the outside here, Ricciardo was on the inside here, came in, got first to the apex, Bottas has to give him space, and that made it so he won. So most of the circuit, and here also behind me, was where Danny Kvyat, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris came into a little bit of platform, you can say, I think, where I believe it was Carlos Sainz pushed Danny Kvyat tight, which meant that he had to go into Lando Norris because Lando Norris was pushing and trying to get in, which made Lando Norris car fly a bit. Then here you come up to this circuit, which is quite a corner where it's quite easy to actually lose a lot of time because you have to try and keep straight, so it's important to get perfect line. And go through that corner, and here is sort of two corners but you break them together, so you want to go like this to try not to lose speed. They're coming up to here. It's quite easy to lose your path. Then here we are the corner which leads onto the main straight, which is quite easy because you go twisted like this. You want to try and put on max throttle as quick as possible so you don't lose a lot of time. And as you saw, it was quite long. And then we're coming up to the last corner. And that was a lap around Shanghai. Now let me show you a hot lap. Okay, so now we are going through. Now we're starting the hot lap around, and as you can see, I push to the left, then I come in, and then I brake. And here is the easiest part of the circuit to get around, because as you can see, I locked up the brake, and here also you want to get a good exit, because from my best before this I was down nearly half a second per here. But then you want to cash that and brake where the apex is, where the curb starts to be. Want to gas through here. You can see you come through straight here, and then here it's quite easy to also lose a lot of time. So there I got it quite good. Gas through here, then go down to third. You want to get quite a easy turn through there, and here, there is where I gain quite a bit of time. And through this corner leading up to the straight. As you can see, I brake a bit, then through here, I short shift up, then I can go on the curve, and then I try to just put up the power in like 4th or 5th gear. And that gives me quite a good launch through onto the end of the straight. It's quite long. Then I brake at where the curve starts. Then it's easy to lock up a little bit. You want to try and short shift on the exit so you can put on the power more. Then from here, you want to go down to 5th but trail brake a bit into the corner so you can get a good exit onto the straight, which leads onto the start finish line. And that was me talking about this circuit. So I believe this circuit would be very nice to have in next year of Formula 1, because this has quite good potential for doing good drift because of all of the tricky corners, the long straight, and now the cars which don't lose a lot of downforce whilst following each other, which makes this circuit even better. And on that note, what's my next video? Well, the next video you'll be seeing is my guide for you on what to think about whilst if you want to become best and master the Croatian Rally in WRC10. But until that video, I've been Racing Legend, you've been my amazing video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!